And we're back again. Look who's back. Owen's back. That came out too well. Ladies and gentlemen, great to have you here. This is part three of a four-parter on what to do as you go from builder to business owner. What does the job description now look like? What are your responsibilities? How do you afford to pay yourself when you're not actually on the tools doing the work? In step one, we covered off the levers of business, the 8 margin levers, the power of 1%, and the most important number in your business, which is your margin. Step two, what we went through is your professional builder's rate, your hourly rate as a business owner, and then the most important list in your business, which is your stop doing list, and how to identify everything on your stop doing list. Hint, it's everything that is at and below your professional builder's rate, so your hourly rate as a business owner. We're at step three. Can you believe it? We're already here. So welcome along if this is your first session. Maybe go back and check out video 1 and video 2, but if you're enjoying it so far, stay along, make some notes, leave me a like, comment, or share if you think this is any good, or give me some feedback that I may or may not take on board. So here we go. It's step 3, and it is who and how. So part of going from being on the tools or being on site and with your crew to working on your business is you then get into the office, you sit down and you go, all right, here it is. Time to work on the business. And then you realize you got no idea what that actually means. You kind of like, I know I should be doing some sales and marketing, some looking at my numbers, some cash flow forecasting maybe, but where should I do this? Like, how should I do it? And which part should I start on? Like, it's all a priority. Like, do I just do what's most important or most urgent? How do I even know what's most important? Well, I've got the answer, or at least part of the answer, and that is the A to Z of operations. It's a framework that we use with our members. And by the time everybody's finished working with us here at TBB, most people should have a working set of drawings of their business, A to Z of operations. Now, what it is it's a framework of how a lead flows through the company. It helps you to identify who does what and how they do it. So if that sounds helpful, then follow along for more and download a resource and an example of it in the show notes. But let me share my screen. I'm going to show you what a couple can look like. So what you see on screen is an example of an A to Z of operations. As you can see, it's how a lead flows through the business from beginning to end. So it comes in through the marketing and ideally a couple of systems for marketing 10 by 10. It falls into the TBB 10-step sales process where we qualify it with a phone call or with some questions. We have a triage phone call. We book them for a site visit. We send them an info pack. Prior to site visit, at site visit, we take them through choreography to make sure that we better understand whether we're doing a preliminary service agreement or we're going to go away and do a free estimate or a paid one. Then we make sure that we choreograph the presentation of quotes and action plan. We have our pricing for profit in there as well, obviously. And then the whole way through, site setup checklist, purchase orders through a job, variations, processes, making sure we have daily stand-ups, weekly toolbox meeting, client visits to site, selections, the whole kit and caboodle. Now, here's an example of one that we versioned with Alvin. The reason that Alvin did this was because you might have heard his story before. What he wanted to do was he wanted to go away on holiday. And while he was away, he was able to not worry too much because he had installed the right process and the right people to run that process. So while he's away, he's able to make, and his team are able to make some sales and make sure that the pipeline stays full and the place doesn't burn to the ground. So here's another look, and here's another example of that A to Z of operations. Now, what you'll see is a little traffic light next to each stage. Now, if you've got time to work on the business, then this is where you should start. You should start by identifying how can we take everything that's stuck in your head and take it out of your head and put it into a working set of drawings. You wouldn't go and build a house without a working set of plans. You shouldn't go and build your business without a set of plans either. Now, that set of plans should start by looking like the A to Z of ops. And what we would do is we would go through it and we would traffic light every stage in your business. Whether it's red light, it has no person and no process. And it's not good enough to just have your process in your head and you as the person. We want to build a business that is resilient, sustainable, and doesn't rely on you by being the bottleneck. So red light, it has no process or person. Orange light, it has a process or a person, one but not the other. And green light, it has a process and a person. That process could be a phone script for answering the initial inquiry. It could be a site setup checklist. It could be a quality control checklist. It could be a purchase order form. It could be a presentation of quote as an action plan template. It could be an information pack to send pre-site visit. It could be a site visit agenda so that you can cover off what is required. It could be a pricing checklist. It could be a code of compliance at the end of a job and how we ask for a testimonial. It could be updating the Instagram page, the Facebook page, or the website. But ultimately, we need a system or a process in place, and we need to know who is going to run that system or process. If we don't have people, or it is just yourself at the moment, then that's fine. Put OM for office manager, or contracts administrator, or foreman, or apprentice, because some of the stuff that might happen during a project, like setting the site up each day and packing the site down each afternoon, that is the responsibility of an apprentice. But what we want to do is we want to make it very, very clear as to who is responsible and how we do every aspect of the company. This visual framework is one of the best approaches that I've seen and that we use with our members to just make sure we've got the right aspects in place. All the way down to reviewing your financials and your cash flow every single month. You can see that's off to the side here. And it's part of the A to Z of operations as well, because it's mission critical stuff. So what you want to do is you want to traffic light everything, and ideally then start with your red lights. But if everything is a red light because you're new to working on your business and building out your systems and processes, you then want to filter your 5, 10, 15, 25 red lights through an ICE filter. Now, ICE stands for impact, certainty, and ease of execution. So really simple. Impact is impact on your time and impact on your margin. Will improving this thing, installing this process or hiring this person to do that and to run that process, will that improve my margin, my money, or my time? So I stands for impact. Rank it out of 10. 10 is going to have a huge impact, completely transformative and revolutionary. Or 1, almost no impact at all. Next is certainty or confidence. Will this work? Like, will it work? Will it do what it says on the tin? Will it actually improve my margin or buy back my time? Am I confident that this process or this person will be able to do that? And you want to think about that through a couple of lenses. Like, one, look out at the market. Other people doing it. Other people doing it in your area. For example, many people often come and have that limiting belief that they can't find somebody to do some of the office. Reality is, there's many office managers in our industry, so it can be done. There are many estimators and quantity surveyors. There are many foremen, site managers, superintendents. There are many people doing exactly what you're doing. There are many owners out there, okay, who have been successful. So certainty. Will this work for my situation right now at my time? 10, 100% piece of cake. Not 1, there's no way. And I'd actually challenge that there'd probably be no ones on this, because there is definitely ways that we can do it unless you're completely reimagining and rebuilding the entire industry from the ground up. And then ease of execution. Is this a swipe of the pen decision? Just maybe raise prices. Or something that's very simple. It's a 5-minute activity to get this result and get the system in place. Because as an existing person, we just need to give a little bit of a tweak to a process, give it to them, train them on it, put it into their default calendar so they know they need to do it every Thursday at 4 o'clock. And hey presto, it's going to probably take us, like 10 minutes to do today and then 5 minutes the next 5 weeks just to make sure it's being done every Tuesday. Or is it like a 5-week activity? Is it going to take ages to rebuild the website, get all the testimonials and case studies? Okay. 10. All right. Ease of execution is piece of cake. 1, this is like a 5-year task. Okay. And then what we want to do is we want to take all of the highest scores and do those first. Okay. This is the best way for you to filter down from a long list to a short list. And then you can identify if we should keep, kill, or combine that list into your short list. Hopefully today's been helpful. That was step 3 on working out who and how. So if you've made that transition from builder to business owner, one of the key things that you want to do is you want to get it out of your head and onto paper, so you've got a visual representation of your business and work out who is going to do what and how are they going to do it. So that rather than you playing grumpy bugger, keeping it all up in your head and heaven forbid you're getting hit by the proverbial bus and the business ceasing to operate because it's all stuck with you, you can instead make yourself redundant. The idea here is that we want to get you out of the day-to-day of operations, the A to Z of operations, so that you can elevate up and operate on and above the business rather than down and in the business. So hopefully today's been helpful. Leave us a like, comment, and share. Otherwise, here's to your success. Here's to building a profitable, predictable, well-systemized, and really resilient business for you, your team, and your family. See you at the next one. The next session we're going to do, session 4, will wrap up everything. And it's the 4th role that you have as a business owner, having gone from builder. And that is the same page plan, identifying your values, how to train, problem solving, and then setting the vision so that you can repeat it and enroll the right people to come and work with you in your team, in your culture and community. Here's to your success. We'll see you there.